Ufuk, just your overall, I guess, assessment first of all of your team's performance tonight. Happy enough?
Yeah, happy with the result. Obviously, 3 points, very important 3 points against a good side. Like I said, I thought we dominated the game. They set up to counter attack, so they set up a little bit more defensively than normal. They pressed on a certain cues that they had, and I thought in the first half at times we were a little bit sloppy with the ball. You know, we gave away some cheap possession at times, and which they created opportunities from that. But overall, I thought, you know, especially in the second half, we got our game going again, and we started to play some really good passing game and a great goal from Bally as well.
Are you happy with Gary Hooper's performance? He said on Monday he doesn't come over there to sit on the bench, so you gave him a start. You happy? Did you keep him out there for 90 minutes just so he didn't have to sit on the bench?
For me, I think that's one of Hoops' best games since he's come to Wellington Phoenix. So, and that's sort of, you can see why he's played in the Premier League. And for me, he was exceptional. You know, he brought players into the game, assisted with a goal, and is a very strong player and held the ball up at the right times for us, especially in the second half. So, you know, he's got to continue that work. That's one game, and you know, for me, it's we've still got 9 games to go to get through the season, and he'll play a massive role with us. Yeah, it's a tough one to answer because I think it's a good combination. I think it's a good balance with Bally and Hoops and Uli in behind and Reno playing in behind. So, you know, we've got 2 very creative players playing as 10s, and we've got you know, a player up top, that Bally, that gives us all that work ethic and creates opportunities, and Hoops one is that brings players into the game. So for me, it's going to change at times. Again, you know, it happens during the season, but for me, I thought they were exceptional, all 4 of them.
Melbourne City were sitting back, but to only have 6 shots across the mark in the very first of the season, obviously you did get the win, but are you happy with how things are going in terms of creating chances?
Yeah, look, it's obviously difficult when teams sit off, so you're not going to create as many chances as you like, so that's part of the game. So that was their game plan, to sit off against us, and for me, I don't want to use this word, but I think it's teams are starting to show respect to Wellington Phoenix, and they are starting to drop off because we are playing a certain brand of football, and we can pick them off, and we can play through them, or we can play around them, or we can go over the top of them. So, you know, that's a sign of the teams that are above us showing respect to Wellington Phoenix or the brand of football that we play.
You did have a lot of ball in the first half, you had no success. Then the second half, they pinned you back. Did you get one on the counter, sort of?
I don't think they pinned us back, to be honest. I think at times they were very direct because we pressed them very high, and that's not their game. They like to play a possession-based football as well, and they like to get their fullbacks to invert. But because we pressed them so high, they didn't have the chance to do that, so they were a little bit more direct. We were a lot more. The lines were a lot more compact in the second half, where in the first half, when we did press, we were a little bit disjointed at times. Which, when a ball did drop, it fell for them. But for me, we nullified their game. We pressed them a lot higher, which made them be a little more direct, and for me, that's not their game.
Just on Talay, you had his first start, good 60 minutes, and then you brought Brandon Wilson on here. What were you looking for? What did you think of Talay first of all, and what were you looking for with that change?
Look, it's not easy. That's his first game, Talay, so and he's not a natural fullback either, so he's playing out of position. For me, I thought he did a great job. I thought he was a little bit safe, and that's normal for a player that hasn't played for a long time. For me, I like our fullbacks the way we play. They give us width to go forward a lot more when we have the opportunities. But for me, I thought he did a decent job, and you know, he went all the way. He ran out of gas, and we had to make a change and bring Brandon on.
What does tonight say? What is the fact that Melbourne City, one of the best attacking teams in the league, come here and set up just to play on the counter? What does that say about the development of the Phoenix, do you think?
I think, like I said, I think teams have started to, you know, work out. They're trying to work. They are working out the way that we play, and they're trying to nullify what we do. So, you know, they're showing a little bit more respect where they're dropping off, and you know, every team has a different game plan. So their game plan was to drop off and try to hit us on the counter because they do have quick players up front like McLaren as well. But for me, it shows signs of that we are progressing in the right way. But are we there yet? I don't think so. Well, we'll assess it and we'll see. So it's too early to make a judgment call on that, but he seems to come off the field pretty happy, but we'll find out in the next couple of days where he is. Yeah, Cammy's always got ice somewhere because all the challenges he puts in, but yeah, I think they'll be all right. They're strong little boys, and you know, we'll see. We'll assess them the next 24 to 48 hours, and we'll see how they are.
Just on the fixture change that was announced last night, you know, that's obviously happened pretty quickly during the week. How did that unfold from your perspective, and how do you feel about it?
Yeah, look, we had discussions with the FFA and also obviously the FFA had discussions with Sydney FC and we tried to come to what is the best conclusion of getting that game played. So, for me, it's very important. At the end of the day, the A-League is a product that we try to sell and it's entertainment to the fans out there. So for me, it's most important, can we fit the game into where we get the best out of our players, where they can perform their best and entertain the crowd and play the game of football.
So you're a bit sloppy in the first half and you ended up holding the ball on the back line quite a bit. Would you like to see more urgency maybe, a bit more movement, or was that just how you had to play?
No, for me, it was a little bit more. We needed the ball speed to be a little bit higher to move them, to create opportunities to break lines. And when we did decide to play a forward pass, I think it wasn't the opportunity to actually play a forward pass. So for me, it was a little bit decision making. But for me, like I said, I asked the players to play those passes, and at times it's going to get cut out. But we'll continue to work on that. The players will continue to be brave and try to play through teams.
Just on the Sydney game again, that's going to give you 3 games in 7 days, and it's ahead of the international window. Will you be talking to Danny Hay to make sure that any players he does call up, he is careful with their workload?
Yeah, we'll speak with Danny and look, at the end of the day, it's different when they go to the national team and they've got 2 games over there, and we'll have those discussions on how we use those players. And look, for me, I can have those discussions, but I can't influence what Danny does at the same time when they do go away. So, we'll try to manage our boys through that 7 days with the 3 games, or 8 days with the 3 games. For us, look, every game is important. Every game is an opportunity to get 3 points. So, for me, it's great for those players to get international opportunities to play. So, it's another chance for them to grow, more exposure for them. So, those discussions we'll have with Danny.
Were the All Blacks looked at it all during the week when the fixture change was being discussed, knowing that it might have a knock-on effect to it?
No, not at all.
And you've been at Sydney, now you're at Wellington. They're 2 different clubs in terms of stature, maybe in terms of the things they get. I don't think this would be happening if it was the other way around. I don't think they should be being moved. Yeah,
but I look at it both ways. You've got to look at it both ways. For me, most important is, can we get the best out of the players? Can they perform at their best when these games are rescheduled? Because at the end of the day, like I said, football is entertainment. People want to be entertained. And we play on that Wednesday, and Sydney play the derby that weekend as well, and they've got a lot of fixtures coming up with the Champions League. So it's one of those ones, there's a bit of compromise. Are we happy with it? No, but we have to find somewhere that we can fit this game to play.
Was there any other solution from your point?
I think we tried a lot of things, but ended up coming up with that one.
And you've talked a lot about this journey this team is on. How close do you think you are to reaching your peak as a team?
Look, I think we're playing well. I think we're not doing it consistently enough. I think the most important thing is the players are trying to do what I ask them to do, and there's going to be mistakes, and I'll wear that as a coach. But look, for me, like I said, we grow every game. We have consistency with the players out on the park, and for me, I'd like to be at our peak where we're in the finals.
And almost perfect night in there tonight, big crowd, great conditions. Auckland seems to love you. You go well here. How often would you like to play in Auckland?
Oh, that's a tough one, because that comes down to obviously marketing and all that type of thing. But for me, we've had we had 2 games here, we had 2 wins, so I'm happy to come back next week if you want and play the game here again. So, for me, we enjoy coming out here. The fans have been great. They're very vocal. We get great support when we come out to Auckland. It's our home away from home, and for me, we'll obviously look at the fixtures for next season and how we can fit it in again.